Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk about crosses. Crosses that we bear. Kind of like almost like the skeletons in our closets. Kind of like that. What it is, I'm not going to talk about mine. I've already talked about mine enough, plenty enough. So, what I want you to do is think about your crosses, the hardships that you've had to either endure or the hardships you had to conquer. Even when you had these crosses, you had to drag along with you. And the thing is, the reason I want to talk about it is I want you to look at your crosses. Look right straight at them. Be realistic. Don't try to blame somebody else. I mean, yes, you have crosses. We have problems. We all have something that's stopping us or holding us back. And I want you to be realistic about it and figure out, is it something that's really holding you back? Is it something that's stopping you from doing something that you really want to do? Or is it your flimsy excuse for not taking personal responsibility? I mean, let's be realistic about this. I mean, there's some things that stop us from doing things, I think. I'm trying to, in my case, I'm trying to think in my case, what has stopped me. And right offhand, I can't think of anything that stopped me. Now, I'll tell you, there's some things that have take a little longer. What do they say? The hard. Let's see. How is a saying about something about when it's hard, it takes longer to accomplish. When it's impossible, it just takes a little longer. Okay, and that is basically the way I've lived my life. I can't even, right now I'm trying to think of what's, there's things, I'll admit, there are things that are on my table that I haven't got done, I haven't accomplished yet. I know it's there, and I know I'm doing one step at a time to be able to accomplish these, and it's taken time. It's like I say, the impossible takes a little longer, and I say so far the only thing that has stopped me on accomplishing things has been me. And so I'm wondering, maybe you got something that you haven't accomplished, and you've been, like I say, blaming it on something or somebody or whatever. And this is what I want you to do: face the reality, face the facts. This is just between me and you. This is just between me and you. So, in other words, I don't want to hear your excuses. So now, if it's between me and you can't look at me and say, well, Mike, that's because I don't have enough money. Okay. I hear that a lot. And I think it's funny because I tell you, I have no money. Everything I have is in gold and silver. And so it's not money. everything that I want to accomplish, money isn't the thing that's going to say, Mike, you can do it, or Mike, you can't do it. Money has nothing to do with it. And so, and even if it did, let's say something costs. Well, the first thing is, I don't live in the world of money. I know y'all try to base your life around money, and I think it's really funny because you base your life around money, you are not getting things accomplished, and you've got some flimsy excuse for it. So I would say the first thing you need to do is don't live in a world based on money. Well, and I can't even think what, like I say, I don't use money. Money isn't, and the reason is I learned. Like I say, I was in the oil business. I was like 30 years old, early 30s, and I learned there's many people that gauge their life on money and stuff. And so if I have 4 cars, oh man, and I had 5, I would be better. I'd accomplish more by having 5 cars. So the more stuff they have, the more they think they've accomplished. And the thing that's funny is they never get done. I mean, I saw it when we were teenagers, and like I say, when I got married, 22 years old, I started wanting to accumulate, and I bought property. I really saved money, and I worked hard, and I got more money and more stuff, and it just continued and continued. And then I went to the oil business when, how many multimillionaires are in the oil business? So I thought, boy, great. So I got into the oil business, and I made a ton of money again. And I associated with people with all the money. And I could see these people never got happy when they based their life on money. As a matter of fact, their life continued to suck. I mean, it just never, it couldn't get good. They ended up, and my feelings about insurance, they even got to the point where they had to insure all the stuff they had because they were worried that somebody was going to take their stuff. So that just added one more expense and more things, more money they needed to make and burn. And like I say, their accomplishments, yes, they accomplished. They by owning more businesses, they owned more stuff. But the thing is, there was no end to it. And I saw this in, like I say, my early 30s. So that's when it dawned on me that, well, why do I want to play this game? I mean, when this time that I was in there, all these rich people I've seen, I only seen really one. And this guy had, he millions, he had lots and lots of money. And now you got to remember, this was back in the late 70s, 80s. And so he had all this money. And then his goal was spend all this money, try to get rid of it. I mean, he was old. He ended up dying. But like I say, what it was, and it was a good thing for me, because like I say, he wanted to go in partners with me. And so I could drill more oil wells and he didn't care if I got oil or not. I mean, he was just burning money, just getting rid of money. And that's what I couldn't understand. And my goal, see, I made money by producing oil, by finding oil, not by not finding oil. I made it by making oil. I would make the oil wells. More oil that would produce, the more money I would make. And that's really how he got all of his money. He just got his money from back in the 20s. So, I mean, he made a ton of money. But the thing was, that's not what it was that completed his life. And that's the point that I'm trying to get across. So, look and see what kind of difficulties you have for achieving the stuff you want to achieve, and do something about it. And if you tell yourself, well, I've already achieved everything I want to do, okay, well, then that's good too. That means you're just going to sit around and wait and die. Get sick and die. That's it. You've already achieved everything. You're not worth a damn. Humans are made to produce, prosper, be fruitful. That's what humans do. And there's different ways of doing it. You can steal. You can, you can create. There's all kinds of things. But they all have one thing in common if you don't reach these goals. And that's it. You didn't have a good plan. And more than likely, your plan consisted of dragging your crosses with you. So why don't you see about if you can't eliminate your cross? I mean, I've got crosses that I can't eliminate. So why don't you try going around your crosses? Finding another way to achieve what it is you want to achieve. Try to do it. Try to achieve without excuses. So try to do more than what you can do. A little bit more, and go. And like I said, I've got tons of videos on making goals, setting goals, how to get your goals. I mean, there's all kinds of things. The only thing that's stopping you is you. You're the only thing that is stopping you from achieving far more than you could possibly imagine. And I say, well, then you say, well, it's my health. Well, more than likely, at some point in your life, you had a little bit of health. If not, you're dead already. So, in other words, if you had some kind of health at one time, you kissed it off. So maybe that should be one of your priorities, is working on getting your health back. And the same thing works with their health. No excuses. I mean, I don't care what kind of problems you have. Try to figure out ways to get around it. Or look at your problems and figure out your health problems and see, are these symptoms or are these the real problem? If these are the real problem, then you can do something about it. If you're working on symptoms, you're never going to get them caught up. Symptoms are going to keep coming. It's kind of like crosses. They're just going to keep coming and keep coming until you figure out you don't want to play the game of crosses. Eliminate the ones you can eliminate and live with the ones you can and work around them. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.